Evening, everyone. Thank you for coming. It's 7 p.m. and I call the January 22nd, 2024 School Board meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Maggie, could you please call the roll?
Khadijah Islam. Here. Chris Lau.
Excused.
Lindsay Need. Here. Maggie Smith. Here. Bridget Todd Robbins.
Here.
Barb Wench.
Here.
Crystal Lee.
Here.
Jennifer Deek.
Here. With 6 of the 7 board members present, I declare a quorum. I note that the agenda has been posted, distributed, and sent to the local media. With this in mind, are there any changes to this agenda? I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda as published.
So moved.
Second.
Bridget and Maggie has second to approve the agenda as published. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of the motion to approve the agenda as published, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, please signify by saying nay. The motion to approve the published agenda has passed. And we do not have any public participation this evening. Okay, so moving on to the district administrator's report. Dr. Mueller.
Yeah, I just wanted to congratulate our Holmen DECA on their performance at the district competition. With 40 students competing, more than half of them received recognition for their outstanding achievements, and we came home with the following awards: 18 role play medalists, 4 cluster exam medalists, 15 overall medalists, 6 third place students, a second place, and 2 first place. So in addition, 31 students qualified for the state DECA conference. So we wish them the best as they move on to state. And I'll leave up all the athletic performance things for Crystal to share at the end with whatever she would like. So thank you.
All right, moving on to recognition and thank yous. Dr. Mueller.
All right. I wanted to take tonight a moment to recognize our national board certified staff members. We actually currently have 28 staff members that have their national board certification. This process isn't an easy one, and it takes a lot of time and dedication. And I just am very proud of our staff members who have gone through this process and continue to keep their certification as they have it, because it really benefits our students in that. And we love that they're able to share their knowledge with other colleagues. So thank you to them. And coming up the week of February 5th through the 9th, it is our National School Counselors Week in that. So we focus on the unique contributions that many of our counselors are giving to our students and staff, and actually many others these days in the district. And so if you see them, just tell them thank you for all they do. They definitely have commit a lot of time and energy each and every day. And lastly, just want to thank the American Legion. They donated some high needed items such as snacks and some other clothing items, which really helps our students in meeting their needs. So once again, another community partner helping us out. So thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, moving on to reports and discussion. I welcome ACE Academy students to present. This item is for report only and will not appear in a consent agenda. And first up this evening is Project Bridge.
All right. Oh, yeah, that one is just so. There we go.
Okay, my name is Lynn Wilson, and I am the Project Bridge teacher. And I have both my wonderful EAs with us and a student, Elizabeth, who is here to help just tell you about things that we do at Project Bridge. Okay.
There's up at the top.
There we go. go, oh, look who's up there. So we bridge the gap between high school and adulthood. We have students ages 18 to 21 from our district and from districts around the area that don't have programs like ours to benefit the students. We try to teach them career development, vocational skills, community experiences. The pictures here are just from things we do in the classroom. We try and do lots of different volunteering. And the one in all blue that I'm not sure which direction you're looking at is at Special Festers that we went to this year. And they got to see a whole bunch of their friends from all around the area. The thing we did this year for volunteering was Rotary Lights. Last year was our first year that we had a tree at the Rotary Lights for ACE Academy. This year we did volunteering in their warehouse, and it was a great experience. We were able to have all of our students doing different activities to help them out. The top one with the candy canes, the people there were amazed at how many candy canes we got ready for them to distribute for Rotary Lights. They were very pleased with that one. We also volunteered a couple different times at Eagle Crest North in Onalaska. We handed out different treats for Halloween, and then we went back with Project Live and we helped decorate different levels of Eagle Crest with trees and lights and things like that. We ring bells at festival at least twice every fall to help the Salvation Army. We have a large crew and we bring music and we just have a great time singing for about 2 hours. And it seems like everybody who can hear us inside the store get their pocketbooks ready when they come out. So I think we help out the Salvation Army quite a bit. We do a lot of peer mentoring with different groups. Some of those were from when we went bowling with some different groups. We went to Ferguson's The Apple Orchard. We try and do different things with some students, from other students from ACE Academy and also at the high school. We have PE. The gym and the rec area that we have at the Boys and Girls Club is amazing. We have adaptive PE teacher come 3 days a week, and then we do PE with our students the other 2 days. We have some really good dart sharks. They are very good at playing darts, and their parents were amazed when I've told them I'm like, they're plastic darts, but still they're darts, and they're actually really good at it. So that's neat to see. Some of the rec leisure activities that we do, just going for walks out on the prairie or the Train All Abilities Park, just things that our students can do even as adults, just to be able to get out into the community. Again, that's Ferguson. Their sensory corn bin is a huge hit for our students. They could just sit in there for hours and play with the corn. Our classroom is anywhere that we can gather together. There's some pictures at the Y. There's pictures out in the Boys and Girls Club and in our classroom. Anywhere that we can teach life skills to these students, we take advantage of it, and we do it any place that we can. We also have a full functional bathroom in our teaching apartment. We have full laundry. We do lots of baking, cooking. And so we just love being able to just teach the basics to all of our students to make them as independent as possible. We have a business. It's called Merge Card Company. We started it a few years back making greeting cards, and then COVID hit, so we got to be creative. And we made a website, and we've made jewelry, and Christmas ornaments are a big thing. We've expanded. We have items in both features here and in West Salem. Midway Deli is a new business that has some of our products, CISA 4. We have brought some tonight, so Elizabeth is going to have some help, and you guys can pick an item that you would like. And then if you want to later on, you can go to our website if you want to do any orders. We also do some stuff with the community center. We've washed tables out there. We get to know some of the seniors that are there for lunches. We've gone and played bingo with them. They're very friendly. They love seeing the kids. And so that's been neat. Last year we got together and we made Christmas cards with them. So we brought a bunch of our supplies and we kind of showed them different patterns and to make Christmas cards. And so just different things that we can do as far as intergenerational with the seniors. It's been a lot of fun. We host a dance every year. We call it the Spring Fling. This year it's April 12th. We invite up to 14 different school districts. And I literally go on the calendars of each school and make sure that they're all in school that day to be able to come to the dance. So this year it's April 12th, so we are just starting revving up for that. We get donations from Quick Trip, from American Family Insurance. The Booster Club donates the popcorn, and our students make all the decorations. They put together the popcorn and the cookies and the waters and the juice, and so it's a lot of work ahead of time, but it's fun, isn't it? Yeah. So those are just a few pictures from the dance. And that is our crew this year. We have 8 students. We are full up with all the different activities that we do with the students. We have some doing work experiences, and we have some that are doing the School to Work program at Goodwill, and then are volunteering in the community. And so we are busy, aren't we? Yeah. Ready to show them what you've made, what you've helped make? All right. So we have dog toys, we have cat toys. There's different kinds of necklaces, bracelets, earrings, and the students are learning patterns, which is a huge thing when you're trying to make a necklace or a bracelet. So that is ours. Do you want to pull up Ace?
Are you done? I'll leave the picture.
We have these upstairs and we really like that option.
Yes, it's very nice.
Where do you want to go? You're going to go after us.
I have a dog that likes to chew at home.
And she'll come up here and sit down and she's...
And I would get in trouble. Thank you.
But I would love the Viking one.
Oh my.
Let them destroy it, the Viking one.
So you made these too?
Thank you, Elizabeth.
Thank you. Wow, these are great. I'll take this one, please. These are amazing. Good job.
So if you go on the website, you can pick different colors for the paracord bracelets.
Thank you.
For sizes and stuff.
Come all the time.
I know, that's what I figured. Very nice,
did a great
Elizabeth.
job.
This is great.
Nice. What's your favorite thing that you made? What's your favorite that you make?
Cards. Cards. Yeah.
We can make it challenging. Oh, it's a set. Oh, look at that. Awesome.
Oh, wow. These score. Like Christmas. Christmas.
These little like tie-dye guys right there, yeah.
It's your whole house
Pink,
Vikings?
one of the pink ones.
The only Viking. Where did that come from?
They sold these at Mistletoe Market.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they were at Mistletoe
Did you say it's a
Market.
cat toy back there? I'll try that. I've got 3. Thank you.
I'll take a card.
I'll be destroyed.
It's really pretty.
I feel like my dog's gonna try to take it too, if I'm being honest.
Oh, my dogs are. They're really good.
Thank you.
She found me here.
Thank you.
Oh,
Thank you very much.
No,
thank you so much.
All right, next up is the ACE Academy.
All right, so we are ACE Academy, and we are also located at the Boys and Girls Club. And there are 2 different programs with 2 teachers at ACE Academy. One is called Risk to Resilience, and the other is called Community Connections.
Okay, our mission, we are committed to the whole child. We strive to develop relationships and work individually with students to overcome barriers and build resilience.
And we really try to focus on student emotional, social, and academic needs. We provide opportunities to learn and earn credits through both academic and in-school and some community-based experiences.
All right, both our programs are very similar. So our day looks pretty much the same. Our volunteer is where we kind of venture out a little bit different. So throughout the day, we do individual and online coursework and traditional face-to-face. So we have an overlap section where we have all of our students at one time, and we'll do face-to-face during that time. Kind of think of like the high school, it's traditional that way. Otherwise, then our students do online courses depending on what they need when they come to us, what credits they need at the time.
Yeah, so there are two groups of students, and they're scheduled for different times, but as Mrs. Holmes said, there is that overlap time when they're all in the building. So it's pretty busy then, but then there's time during the day when there's a lower student-to-teacher ratio, so they can get some of the more individual help that they need.
All right, and our main goal, obviously, is the academics and all of that, but we really want to make it a safe and accepting place for them to be. A lot of our students have struggled with that throughout their education, and so we want them to know that it's okay if we're having an off day, and we work through all that, and we just want it to be accepting. All right,
Talk
I'm
about
up
yours,
first.
yeah.
Okay, so the opportunities that we have, so in my program, Risk to Resilience, you heard Mrs. Wilson talk. We do a lot of volunteer work with her program. It's not like scheduled. It's organic, it's whatever she needs at the time. She'll be like, hey, I need a little help with this, and I'll go in and be like, hey, you guys, Mrs. Wilson needs our help, and we just help out with whatever she needs. So a lot of the stuff that you saw, my students help create all that also. We are, as Mrs. Wilson said, we are gearing up for the dance. So last Friday, we were working on some stuff for the dance. The students really like that. They interact maybe with people that they normally wouldn't, and it's good for both students. We also do a work experience, so if our students are working, they can get some credit for that. And so then we just talk about like, what do they like in the job, what do they don't like, what could they improve, how are they doing, are they on time, certain situations like that. And then the last one is we use the capstone whenever possible at ACE Academy, and Holland, one of my students, is going to present her capstone after our presentation, so you get to see what that looks like.
Yeah, and so I oversee the Community Connections program, and the students I work with tend to be more active learners, and so when they're not at ACE Academy doing their academic work, we try to get out into the community to do some learning there. So we volunteer at Clearwater Farm in Onalaska one day every week. And some of my students have teamed up with some of the staff at the Boys and Girls Club to do some work experience type things there. And then some of them also have their own employment that they're earning credit for.
Okay. And the other side note too is we do use the Boys and Girls Club daily for our PE and our lunch and stuff, which we greatly, greatly appreciate, and our students really enjoy it too. Mm-hmm. All right, this is all you.
Okay, so another really neat program option that we have at ACE Academy is called GED Option 2. And so this is a program where the School District of Holmen is approved by the state of Wisconsin to award high school credit for students who pass different subject matters in the GED. And so because of that, if students are maybe behind in credits or getting kind of close to graduation and we're not sure we're going to be able to get enough credits on their schedule, this really gives us a nice option so that they can test in a subject area, show their competency and proficiency in that subject area, and earn the credits they need to graduate. There's also other requirements that go along with this. They still have to do their PE and some of the other Holmen requirements, and that's what we will work with them at ACE Academy to do along with preparing to take those tests.
All right, and here are some photos of our current students. We're missing a few of them, but overall there they are. Any questions about ACE Academy?
Questions?
For the GED option, do students still get to be part of the graduation ceremony?
They do, yep. Yeah, and they earn it. They do not earn a GED. They earn a high school diploma from Holmen. So, yeah.
Any questions? Okay, I think that's it. All right, up next is Holland Davis.
Are you going to stay?
Yeah, I'll stay with her. Do you want to sit in this one? Or do you want to sit here? Okay. You got this.
Okay. First of all, I'd like to thank everyone for this opportunity. I leap at any chance to talk about my interest. So, this doubles as my capstone, but it's mainly a passion project of mine. Oh, okay. That's how it works. All right. So, my project is called the Holmen Pollinator Initiative.
Can you talk a little closer to the microphone
Yes, of course.
so we can hear you?
Or you can pull it up.
Can I? Hello?
There. Yeah, now we can.
Okay. So, I'm just going to start by introducing myself. So, my name is Holland Davis, and I'm a junior at ACE Academy. I've been going here about 2 years now? Yeah. So learning about and teaching others about nature is my passion. It's heartbreaking to see our native species disappearing as unsustainable practices continue to be prevalent around here. And of course, I have a lot of goals, and I'm going to go through those one by one. And also, I just like to say any questions can be asked at the end, just to make sure everything's nice and organized. So, my main goals of this project include bringing native species back to city landscaping, educating the public about nature and our impact, helping people reconnect with nature to improve mental and physical health, bringing nature back into the everyday lives of people, especially children, as I've noticed the younger generations are not as connected to nature as would probably be good for them, and finally celebrating the beauty of our home and the species we share it with. So, for anyone who's not familiar with the history of Wisconsin's ecology, to start, before settlement, Wisconsin was mostly oak savanna and sand prairie. Now sand prairies are a critically endangered habitat. So you can see anywhere here on this map that's yellow, that is where prairies used to be. And now less than 1% of Wisconsin's prairies remain. And that has resulted in devastating species loss and biodiversity loss. And my main goal is to bring these species back, to preserve their habitats, and to educate people about them. So I'm going to get into that more, don't worry. So I took these from the Wisconsin Endangered and Threatened Species list. And this is just to put into perspective the gravity of the situation that we're dealing with. So actually, the last 2 rows of plants is only half of the entire plant section. So most of these insects, birds, and there's even a mammal section, which I did not include, most of them rely on this endangered habitat, the sand prairies. So that is why it's so important that we need to bring back this habitat, or at least preserve it, so that these species have a place to live. Now, I just wanted to visualize this for you guys. So the first one on the top left that's an Otto skipper. It's a species of butterfly, actually, although it looks kind of like a moth. And then this bird with the yellow on his chest here is a Kirtland's warbler, which is endangered and we're here in Wisconsin. And I'm not going to go through all the names, although they are all very beautiful and very interesting. So these are all threatened or endangered and can be found here in Wisconsin. Now, I'd just like to talk about the reason that these habitats are declining. And my main focuses are mowed lawns and lawn chemicals, especially in our cities. These have shown to be detrimental to our pollinator populations, as herbicides and pesticides are very, very bad for their health. It not only kills their food source, but also these chemicals can easily get into their bodies, because insects are not very well prepared to deal with these kind of things, especially invertebrates like insects. So I could go into the science, but I don't want to lecture you guys. And another problem here is lack of awareness and education. A lot of the people I talked to had no idea. They're like, oh, I had no idea that was how that worked. And of course, I think it's really important to talk to people around here and make sure they understand our ecology and our impact on it. And finally, irresponsible land use and development. Of course, this is a bigger issue, and we can't just go around changing our zoning laws and everything. But you'll notice there's been a lot of development going on around Holmen. And, of course, that's not good for these habitats, but people need a place to live. So I've been essentially drawing out some plans for more sustainable city planning and more wise land use. Of course, my main project focuses on our cities. So I'm actually going to bring us here. The main question is, what can we do? And I know this situation seems really bleak and really terrible, but we can make a difference. So, first of all, we can bring nature back into our city landscaping. We have so much land that's just around our cities that I'm sure is just a struggle to mow, and it's just annoying, and it would be perfect to landscape with these native plants. Of course, here, I talk about education is key. So when you want to protect something, you want to make sure people know about it. People won't care about something unless they know about it. That's why education is so important. And, of course, that's one of the biggest parts of my project. And here on the very far right, you can see a plant some of you may be familiar with, milkweed, which is famous for being so good for monarch butterflies because it is the only plant that they can host on. And of course, just planting things like that around our cities, even though it's a small action, can have a massive impact. So this brings me to my actual project. I'd like to talk about this pollinator ditch experiment that I've just recently finished, or started, I suppose you could say. So here you can see I'm the one in the green, and then next to me, that's Jasmine. She's a very kind classmate who offered to help me with this. On the aerial map, you can see where I've outlined this area in yellowish-orange, and that is where we've planted, I don't remember the exact weight, but we've planted a lot of native species of plants. I'd say around 58 species total, and those should be coming up in the spring. So we've blocked off that area, and we're planning to put up some signs around there to make sure that people driving by, and of course there's lots of students that come by that area, that they know why it's filled with flowers now, you know? Of course, we decided to seed in the wintertime because these plants naturally have a rhythm where they must be seeded in the winter. They go through a process called cold stratification, which is when a seed gets frozen and thawed repeatedly throughout the winter, causing microscopic cracks in the hull of the seed, so that when spring comes, water can permeate the surface and it can sprout. So that is why we chose to plant in January, which we actually planted about 2-3 weeks ago. I think it's 2. And of course, we got our seeds from Prairie Moon Nursery, and they were really helpful. I emailed them a couple times for some information, and they delivered, so it was wonderful. I have big plans for the future. But first of all, I'd just like to install birdhouses and informative signs around the ditch in the summertime. And I'd like to get involved with the Village of Holmen to improve city landscaping, educate the public about nature and conservation, and start a conservation society for like-minded students at the high school. That's, of course, still in process, as I have not found yet a teacher to oversee that, so we'll see. And, of course, things may seem bleak. I know I've mentioned a lot of depressing things, especially the endangered species list, but as a community, we hold immense power. We can work together for a brighter future for nature and humanity alike. I'll be taking questions now.
Any questions?
Yes?
Holland, what did you plant?
What did I
I want
plant?
to plant them in my ditch now.
Okay. So 58 species total. That's quite a lot to go through. We planted about 60% of the mix is actually tall grasses and sedges. So I think for an area like yours, which is probably a bit smaller, because this is about a half-acre plot, which is huge, you'd probably want mostly flowers. So what we planted is we've got some milkweeds, we've got some vervains, wild sunflowers, black-eyed and brown-eyed Susans, and it's a lot to remember. I'm sorry. I could always give you the list, but yeah, it's a lot.
And that's right outside here, correct? That
Yes.
map?
Oh, yes. You can actually see our building right there. Yep.
And not a question. I just want to say phenomenal presentation. You did fantastic. And I wondered if you were in touch with, like, I know that at the county buildings in La Crosse, there was an initiative a few years back to do like food forests and also native plantings around where we had traditional landscaping. And I know the person who coordinated that happens to live in the School District of Holmen, and has a partner who teaches landscape design at Western Technical College. So if you're not connected with them, that might be a really great person to network with.
First of all, thank you. And I'll definitely look into that. I haven't heard of it yet, but that sounds amazing.
Yeah, I also don't have a question. I just wanted to give you so much props for everything that you did. I mean, this is incredible. And yeah, as you said, things can seem bleak at times. And I know that, you know, we're not just tracking the impact on the climate, but we're tracking the impact on especially young people's mental health, having to understand that they're dealing with the brunt of it. And so to see you taking this kind of initiative is incredible. So if anything, I just want to encourage you to continue to push that that boundary and continue to find new and creative ways to engage the community, because, you know, you are the kind of people that we should be listening to. So thank you for that.
Thank you.
I third that. I think you gave a presentation better than a lot of adults can. So you should give yourself a lot of credit that you're very well spoken and you did a great job. You know, when I was prepping for this, I told my husband, because he's an environmental engineer and native prairies is his jam. He does a lot of volunteering with the Mississippi Valley Conservancy, and he mentioned that they have internship opportunities, and also he does this all the time. So I know you said you can't find a teacher. I don't know if it has to be a teacher or if it could be another adult in the community. I'm sure that you could figure something out if you continue networking and with the passion that you have. So thanks for presenting.
Yeah. Thank you.
And I just wanted to say, I mean, I agree, like you're an amazing presenter, and I love your last slide about, but as a community, we hold immense power. And I just know that there's a project like yours would be very well supported in our community. There's some really awesome grassroots funding sources like La Crosse Soup, where you can pitch your idea if you need some funding. And I absolutely believe the community would be behind you. So great job.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Moving on to item 9.2, I welcome Holmen BGC Director Brett Gullicksrud to present the annual Community Fund BGC report. This item is for report only and will not appear in a consent agenda.
All right, everybody, can you hear me okay? All right, so I'm Brett Gullicksrud. I'm the Director of Operations for Holmen, West Salem, and soon to be Onalaska. Joining me today is Jackie Watry, our Holmen Area Director, who's been with us since the doors opened in Skogan here in Holmen. And then behind me is Erica Schmelzer, not new to our team, but new full-time, just started in December full-time, but been with us pretty much since we opened as well. So a lot of long-term staff with our organization. First and foremost, I just want to say thank you for inviting us. We always like to come and talk about all the programs and all the things we kind of going on. You see probably a lot of kids coming over after school and things, so trying to keep them busy. We, 3 years ago, couldn't have imagined where we are today with the amount of kids and the amount of things that we're doing every single day. We keep kind of pushing ourselves, kind of finding new things, new interests for kids, and keep them energized and keep coming to the club. So I'm going to give some just organizational updates, just focuses that we're looking at Boys and Girls Club of Greater La Crosse. So one of the pillars of our organization is mental health. We do have a youth and family services director. It's actually a partnership with Mail. clinics. And I'm happy to announce that we just hired a full-time youth and family services for Holmen. Her name's Sierra Gage. She's actually been with our program for the last 2 years. Just graduated from UWL and is planning on going to grad school, but she just got hired as a full-time mental health provider at our facility. So really exciting. The youth and family services coordinators that we have at other sites have made a huge impact. Kids being able to come after school that might need just a little bit more one-on-one or just, their needs in general that we can't always provide because our ratios are a little bit higher with our staffing. So that gives them the capability to kind of work with kids one-on-one after school, focus on them individually and work with the school district really closely with guidance counselors and things, just kind of continue services and kind of streamline everything that they're doing at school. Another big initiative that we have going on is our workforce development. We just hired a director for that program, Brian Fukuda. So he's spearheading that program. We're going to add in addition to the Erickson Boys and Girls Club in lacrosse. It'd be kind of all your trades, anything you kind of think of, any program that wants to come in for workforce development with our program and providing opportunities for Holmen members as well. A lot of talks of having just more of the hands-on working with tools in our program and then being able to go do classwork and things at Erickson. So a lot of exciting things happen to work with workforce development and just that initiative in general. We've this year partnered with a local group doing Lego robotics. So I offered Lego robotics this last fall and we opened it up to our K through third graders this spring, kind of just to get them an introduction into Lego robotics, which is really exciting. So we're really getting into the STEM programming, providing more opportunities for kids, getting hands-on learning. And then just additional program. Like I said, we're just always looking for new things, new initiatives. Our athletics program is really big right now. Basketball, we have 33 of our 70-some teams are from just Holmen alone. So 330 athletes just in Holmen for basketball for boys and girls, 3rd through 8th graders. So if you drive by Skokie, you always kind of see the building's always busy, the gym's always busy. So we're always just looking for new things to partner with and new programs to offer to kids. And next up is Jackie Watry.
Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm the Holmen Area Director. Like Brett said, I've been there since the beginning. I started as the program director, and then about a little over a year ago, I was promoted, I guess, to the Area Director. So we have two kind of separate programs within our Boys and Girls Club. We have the K through 5th program, and then we also have our teen program. So on the K through 5th side, we run an after-school program, and then we also have a summer program. So last August, we promoted one of our staff, Maddie Biorgi. She was also with us from the beginning to be our program director, which is just so awesome to have, and to have a full-time staff kind of oversee that whole program. So on the screen, it shows our average attendance for our summer program. So our average attendance every day was about 175 for our summer program, with the high being sometimes 230 and the lows, especially over like 4th of July, under 100, but we still see, almost 200 kids in our building every day. And then our after-school program hits about 230 kids every single day, so that is including our teen population too, which is 6th through 12th grade. So something new that we started this year was lunch and recess support at the elementary schools. So Maddie, and sometimes we have other part-time staff that go into Viking Elementary and Prairie View once a week, and we're hoping to start going to Sand Lake and Evergreen soon. And then we do have a lot of community collaborations this year too, and within the past year. So Dave's Guitar Shop, you can see the guitar picture at the bottom. So they support our guitar program every year, and they supply the kids with guitars to use. And then after completing, I think it is 2 programs, they're able to earn a guitar to keep using. And then we also recently had Lacrosse Lightning come into our club a couple weeks ago, and they did a Try It Lacrosse Day. So we had that open for our 3rd through 5th grade members, and they were able to learn about the sport of lacrosse, which is really awesome because parents will not stop asking about it, and I don't have the information yet. So that's really awesome. They had a great time. And then we also have the Kirsten from the library comes every single early release day, and she does reading with our K through 2 group and our 3rd through 5th grade group, and then also does a art project with them that's related to the book they're reading, which is usually around a holiday or a special day that's in that month. And then if you look at the bottom right picture, this past summer we did a food truck program with Junior Achievement so they were able to learn about how to run their own business. So it started with a food truck business coming in and kind of showing how they run things, and they got to eat from the truck and just learn how he ran his business. And then also throughout the week, they had different business leaders come in and talk about banking, how to use your money wisely, what you should be looking for, how to buy cheap and sell more to up your profit. And it was super exciting to see all the members participate in that. And they got to design their own food truck, and they came up with their own menu. And at the end of it, there was a board of judges, and they actually made their one food item and their one drink item, and they all had to taste all the foods and all the drinks, and Brett was lucky enough to do it and loved it. But they, if you can see like the posters, so they had an actual graphic designer make all of their posters they made, so we have them hanging in our cafeteria. So if you're ever in there, feel free to look because they are super awesome. On the top right is our Halloween party. So something we started last year was doing kind of a big community Halloween party where we collaborate with the community center as well. So we had games over there, and then we also had games in our gym, and then our teens set up a really, really fun, not super, super scary haunted house so that everyone could go through it. Something that we started 2 years ago was a pen pal program with our West Salem club. So what they do is they write for about, I'd say 2 months, and then at the end of it, we have them all come together. So the past 2 times, the West Salem members that were pen pals with ours came to the Skulking Club and got to meet their pen pals and have a pizza party, which is really awesome. Something new we also started doing this year is working with the school district and the transportation office to help with positive behaviors on the bus. So every day I stand outside and I get a thumbs up, a sideways thumb, or a thumbs down from the bus drivers to see how the days are going. And I can honestly see such a difference in the behaviors on the bus just from me standing out there and just having that communication with the bus drivers and Dan from transportation. So something different we offer in the summer is obviously field trips. So we go on a lot of awesome field trips. So we've gone to Mount Olympus. So we go to the Dells with our teens, and then our 4th and 5th graders. We go on bike rides. We walk to the pool. We also do van rides to the pool for our younger members. And then we also go to local parks. And then with the bike rides, we also take bike rides to the parks, which is super fun. Something new we just started about a month ago is Doggy Business reached out to me. So we used to do the Reach a Rover program where they would bring therapy dogs in. So Doggy Business brought in their registered therapy dogs where members are able to read and just kind of hang out with them. All right, and then we'll move on to our teen program. So Gabby Ritchie is our teen director. She also had been with the club for about 3 years before she was promoted last April. And something new we started too with her is she is also going to the middle school twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays to help with lunches and recess, which is super awesome because the teens not only see her face, at the club, but they also see her at school, so they know that we're working side by side, and we have that relationship. So the teen attendance has really grown throughout the years as well. We have, on average, 80 teens a day, which can get really crazy, but it's honestly awesome to see and just all the energy that's in the building. Our career launch program, Gabby ran this past fall into winter, so she did a program with our students, and then as well as the West Salem teens also came. So it's a career readiness, whatever path you might want to take. So it goes over 2-year degrees, 4-year degrees, whether you just want to go into the workforce right away, so the trades. So they went over all of those options and how to write a job resume and going over a job interview and just all those kind of processes. And we're going to do it again this spring. So we are always looking for businesses that want to just kind of come in and talk about their job field or the different paths that they may have had to take to get into their business. A Smart Moves program, our new Youth and Family Services Director, Sierra, ran last fall, and that's just kind of a wellness group. So her focus in undergrad was substance abuse and misuse, so she ran a program with that with our teens, and then she also did a mindfulness group with our teens. And then one big hit is Wednesdays. We have never not put up our volleyball net on Wednesdays because they always want to play. And they, at one point, have to split the gym with the younger kids. So getting that one day with the volleyball net is awesome. And then teen nights. So we do club-wide teen nights with the lacrosse clubs, the West Salem clubs, and then our club. So this Friday we actually have one coming up where we are hosting all the clubs. So they just do a bunch of different minute to win it games. They do cookie decorating, and just having everyone together in the building is super awesome to see. And then this picture, you can probably barely tell that it's me in the neon days. We try to incorporate ourselves into like the spirit days with the school. So that was Neon Day over homecoming. And then the picture below that, we worked with the Historical Society and the Community Center, and we hosted a granny basketball game where the granny basketball lacrosse does faced our 8th grade girls team. And it was just a really exciting thing to see because they had to play 1920s style basketball. And they already got deductions, I guess, because they were showing their skin. So that was the first issue with the game, but it was super fun to see, and our staff were really excited, and we got a really big crowd, and it was an awesome fundraiser to have. All right, I'll pass it on to Erica.
Hi, I'm Erica. I'm the new education coordinator at the Skogan Club. So our tutoring program is called Sail to Success, and we serve about 45-ish kids, depending on how many teens come in. It's really more of a K through 5th grade program, but teens can drop by and work on homework or get homework help when needed. We serve about 10 to 20 kids a day, depending on who comes to the club or what tutors we have at the club. The enrichment assistants or education assistants, there's about 5 of us, myself included. We even have a Holmen High School student as one of them, which is super cool to see. Included with the Sail to Success is Power Hour, which all the members partake in. So that's 4 educational activities a week that's specifically meant for, could be reading, math, writing, or even just some STEM or like general educational activities. Similar with Summer Brain Gain, it's same idea as Power Hour, but it's during the summer, so that's a really great opportunity to do outside and hands-on stuff that is still educational for the kids.
And we just want to say thank you for all your support and your collaboration with us. It's been really awesome to see how big it grows. And even just looking at all the pictures on here from all the years, like the picture on the bottom left is me getting pied in the face for their transportation PBIS program.
Thank you for taking that on for us.
Yeah, you're welcome. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask.
All right, any questions?
I just wanted to say, I work really closely with the lacrosse clubs, and they're very jealous of the Holmen Club. So really great job.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, moving on to the consent agenda. For the consent agenda, the board has been furnished with background materials on each item or has discussed it at a previous meeting. These will be acted upon with one vote without discussion. Would any board member like to pull an item out of the consent agenda to be discussed and or voted on separately? I would entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda as provided.
So moved.
Motion by Maggie,
Second.
second by Khadijah. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor of approving the consent agenda, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, say nay. Motion passes. All right, moving on to the board debrief. I will call upon board members and ask you to present any comments or committee reports you have. And tonight, we will start with Khadijah.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I wanted to highlight tonight is just a thank you to all the different groups that presented. It's always really cool to see the ways that the Holmen School District gets out into the community and then the ways that we allow the community to come and be a part of what we do. And so appreciate BGC, fun throwback. I actually did one of my social work internships at the Holmen Club, so it's really cool just on a personal note to see all the different ways that that program has developed over the years. So very thankful to see that is continuing to be a great force in our community. And that's all I have.
All right, thanks, Khadijah. Lindsay.
Yeah, I wrote down some notes because the state convention just was pretty incredible. So I just wanted to share, thanking the district for supporting us to all be able to go together, and we were able to have a lot of bonding time, and I think really kind of brought us together and lots of memorable experiences. So it really reaffirmed for me that we're all united as a board and kind of the same vision for our schools and our community. I just wanted to share some of from all the breakout sessions. It's like I wish we had time or a way to really share everything that we learned or took away from that. But some of the quotes that I really liked is that life does not get easier. We become better at handling the hard. So don't wait for tomorrow to reach for your goals. And sometimes your calling can be right in your own neighborhood. So don't ignore that little whisper trying to tell you to do something new. It's important that we build children's self-confidence and their strengths as leaders at all ages. And lastly, an overall theme with celebrities and different stories that were shared was just not forgetting that our words matter and that sometimes one line that you say to somebody can change the trajectory of where they are heading in their life or just help them to believe in themselves. So continuing to encourage that we keep focusing on raising kind and compassionate leaders. So just thanks for the opportunity.
All right, thanks, Lindsay. Maggie.
I will echo that it was great to learn and network with fellow board members at the education convention this past week. And then also want to share that we did have a wellness committee meeting tonight. So thank you to everyone who joined us for that. Talked through the pieces about school meals and some of the nutrition pieces. And that group will meet again March 20th to finish up the review of that policy. That's it for me.
All right, Bridget.
Yeah, I also just wanted to express my appreciation for being able to attend the convention last week and had the opportunity to serve as our delegate for the WASB resolutions. And that was a really important moment to see school board members across the state united in responding to some of our really important issues that we're facing, including funding, supporting our teacher, and just this overall appreciation for public education. So, and then also just appreciated all the presentations tonight. They were absolutely amazing, and just another example of how great our school district is in providing opportunities for all students. Thank you.
All right, and Barb.
I echo a lot of what has already been said about our state convention that we attended, and I think I started sounding like a broken record after a few sessions, because while I lots of tips and tricks that we took from the convention, but how many times did I hear myself saying, we already do that at Holmen. Mm-hmm. We do that here. So that's always exciting to see, because I think that, we are sometimes one step ahead of the game. So, it's exciting to see, and we're continuing to move in a positive direction.
And Crystal.
I just want to start by saying thank you for all those people who presented their slideshow, the Boys and Girls Club. Thank you for just bringing that up. It's good to know about what's going on in the community. Great job to Holland Davis for the Holmen Pollination Initiative. It's good to know why we need to be educated on certain things and just learn to care. Project Bridge, great. Love the little cards. Little card. And ACE Academy, that's also really amazing. I just love learning about things when it comes to the community and the community going back to us. And it's just wonderful to see those interactions. When it comes to student involvement or things going on with our students, HSO they're working hard. They're doing their little fundraiser. They're just really excited. We have Trium. They're starting up the month of February and getting their Honor Society hours in. There's also Solo Ensemble coming up. So for our music students, I also want to say you guys are going to do great. They're going to do great. We know what they will. And I guess that's all I have right now.
All right, thank you. Yep, I also attended the Wisconsin State Education Convention, and it was another great experience. This is my second year attending, and I'm also grateful for the opportunity to be able to grow both as an individual board member and as a board team together. And I liked Lindsay's comment about, being unified and I also like Barb's comment that we sit in these sessions, and I agree that, it just reiterated for me how high of a functioning district we have, and that we do so many of the things that these other high-functioning districts already do. So that was really good to see. Some of the topics, I guess, the sessions that I attended, I'll just rattle through the topics real quick, but it was hot topics in special education and student services, amplifying student voice, creating belonging in the classroom, recruiting, rewarding, and retaining the best employees, leadership lessons from diverse industries for superintendents, empowering with AI, enhancing teaching and learning, the operational referendum planning, school library hot topics, and leadership around continuous improvement. So, I had a great time, and I love learning and getting better and staying on cutting edge. I also want to congratulate the 28 staff members that currently have their national board certification. I just know that there's a ton of work that goes into doing that, and I appreciate your commitment to, our education and excellence here in the district. And I also want to recognize our school counselors during National School Counseling Week, and just let you all know that I know you're providing a positive learning environment and fostering the well-being of our students every day, and we greatly appreciate you. Okay, moving on to item 11.3. The board has been provided with notes from the December 11th, 2023 DEI committee meeting, so please take a look at those. And then our upcoming board meeting schedule. On February 7th, we're going to have a board workshop at 5 p.m. Then on February 12th, we'll have a DEI committee meeting at 5 p.m., followed by a board meeting at 7 p.m. And on February 26th, we have a policy committee meeting at 5 p.m., followed by a board meeting at 7 p.m. Is there any other business that needs to come before the board at this time? If not, I would entertain a motion to adjourn this meeting.
So moved.
Barb has moved.
Second.
Lindsay has second to adjourn the meeting at 7:56 p.m. Motion carried. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed signify by saying nay. Motion passes.